Welcome to this lesson of the course, Video Editing Technical Workflow. We are going to talk about file delivery. Through this whole strenuous process, we have come to the last stage of video editing where we deliver the file to our client or our customer or the director or the producer or the exhibitor who is going to play, who is going to display, or who is going to exhibit our video or our film. File delivery, there is one important terminology that is used for file delivery, which is called deliverable. Deliverable. So, whenever you are getting a project from a client or a customer, and you have understood what is aesthetic requirements of the project, what are the technical requirements of the project, the final question that you need to ask before taking up the project is that what are the final deliverables to the client. So today we will be talking about what is this deliverable, what are the deliverable checklist, what all things we need to understand, what are the deliverable classes, what different sections of deliverable we have, and what are the best practices that we need to do while delivering the video to the client. First thing, the meaning of deliverable is what video file delivery we are calling. Like many a times you are delivering more than a single file. A whole set of file deliveries are called deliverables. Okay. So what you need to check first of all, that when you are delivering a video file, which is technically called deliverable checklist. So in your deliverable checklist, you need to know about what are the video endpoints. Yesterday we spoke about video endpoints. Video endpoints are where the video is going at the end. So is it going to social media? Is it going to TV? Is it going to theaters? Is it going to OTT platforms? So what are your video endpoints? You need to ask your client. You need to have this video. So first thing, when you decide on deliverable, even before starting your edit, you should clear out with your client, with your customer, with your director or producer, that what are the deliverables that we need to do, and you need to present him the checklist. If they don't know what you're talking about, then you ask them what is the video endpoint, where the video is going to go. Then most importantly, second important thing is aspect ratio. So whatever aspect ratio you are editing into, whatever aspect ratio you have imported, but the final aspect ratio that you need to have in your deliverable checklist. Third important thing is resolution. What resolution your client wants, what is the final resolution they want. So they have shot it on 4K. Do they want 4K or they want in 2K? They have shot on HD, they don't want full HD or they want 720p. Right? What is the required resolution of that file? Then of course you need to ask what is the format. We know format is a very common word. Anyone can use the word format, whoever is in the video production industry. But video editors know that a format can be container also and codec also, or both. Right? So MP4 is a format. Many people call ProRes also as a format, but ProRes is actually a codec. So format means combination of container or codec, or sometimes used loosely as container or codec. So you need to ask about both container and codec. And finally, you need to ask the client about the delivery medium. How do you need the delivery? Do you want me to send it over internet? Do you want me to deliver in a pen drive? Do you want me to deliver in a disk? Do you want me to deliver in a hard drive? Do you want me to deliver in a tape? Yes, tapes also exist. Magnetic tapes are still there, mostly used for archivals and deliveries. We do not use them to playback or shoot nowadays. So this is the first thing that you need to understand about file delivery, that whenever you have given output, when you have given an export, the next thing you should go back and check your list of deliverables. It is called deliverable checklist. After this, you need to understand deliverable classes. So what are the different sections? What are the different sections of deliverables that you need to prepare? So all these things you have in the final delivery. Then what are the different deliverable classes? The first, the deliverable class is the digital master file. So you need to have the checklist of master file, that what resolution you need the master file, what is the format of the master file, what is the resolution, what is the aspect ratio of the master file, everything. The second deliverable class will be mezzanine file. Yesterday we spoke about mezzanine file. So what are the mezzanine files? What aspect ratio, what resolution, and what kind of frame rate the mezzanine file needs. All this information. So first deliverable class will be the digital master file. The second deliverable class will be the mezzanine file. Deliverable class, if you are getting confused, you can understand is that a separate project, separate folder. You can imagine it as folder or files. So what all you have to deliver to client, not just one output you deliver. You deliver one output, but before the final output, you need to show the client a compressed version, which cannot look low quality, because the clients, they might not be from the video production background, filmmaking background, and they cannot imagine, okay, this file will look this better when they give output in the full resolution. So mezzanine file comes into play here, where the mezzanine file is compressed, where you can send it over WhatsApp or any other lower bitrate, lower speed platform. But the quality should not look very much different from the digital master file. That is what a mezzanine file is. The third thing, that the third folder or the third file that you need to deliver is the project file. Project file means your library, FCP library, your DaVinci library or project, or your Adobe Premiere project file. The software file that you are working on, that also needs to be delivered. So that is his property, the production house's property, the client's property. Many corporate clients do not ask for it, but as a professional, you should deliver. You should make a deliverable checklist, and you should make a deliverable class, and you should deliver even if they are not asking for it. It is theirs legally and morally also. You should provide them. It will help your career. It will help your reputation in the market, that you know what you are doing and you are honest and truthful in your work. The last deliverable class will be the source files, the raw footage. Ideally, that also you should deliver, especially to corporate clients, because corporate clients, many times what they try to do, that they want to update the same project with some few shots later on, after 6 months or after 1 year. So they have shot their factory, they have shot their whole area, and then they want just to change something. Some manager has been changed, so they just want to replace this manager, or some new idea they have come up with. Even if it is a new idea, the project, the videos will be showing the same company, the same office premises, so that you have already shot. And many a times they might not have budget, or they might not want to go with you, or they just want to do themselves or whatever. So they will use the footage and they can create it. You might think that why should I help them in creating? They are not coming to me, they are not going to you. Do not worry about it. Let them go to any other person. There are abundance of clients and there are lot of projects available in the market. If you want, if you know how to work, if you know your work, you don't have to bother about it. These people will come back to you. If you have delivered a good project, you don't have to worry about that, okay, this client will go away or that client is not coming to me. You do your good work, you behave properly with them, and you be professional about your work. If they are not coming to you, it's okay. There are many other projects that we come, but you do not do unprofessional thing of not delivering the deliverable classes. That why should I give them the project file? They will edit and they will change things, and they will give it to some other editor. Yes, they will give. This is how it works, and you need not fear. You are going to work with number of clients, so your client is going to work with number of editors. It is not a problem, and a professional should not worry about it. A professional should deliver what is supposed to be delivered, these deliverable classes. Now, the third thing you need to understand is about the delivery media. That what you need to, how do you need to deliver it? First thing we talked about deliverable checklist, and then second thing we talked about deliverable classes. So each and every deliverable class, whatever video files we are giving it, except the source file and the project file, we are giving mezzanine file and digital master file. Deliverable checklist will be valid for both of them. what frame rate, what aspect ratio, what details we have to deliver. All those things will be valid for both the files. Now, the third thing that you need to understand about file delivery is that how are you delivering it? What is the delivery media? Now, the types of delivery media, how you can, there are 4 or 5 types how you can deliver. Number one is you can deliver in a hard disk. So we have in class 5, we know what is a hard disk. You just the pen drive or a hard disk, you deliver them in a hard disk. The second way is an optical disk. Optical discs are, I don't know whether have you seen Blu-ray disc? Okay, you have heard about maybe, but if you have seen a Blu-ray disc, that is an optical disc, which is, again, these things are for archival purposes mostly, not for playback, and for file delivery. So you deliver the project with these media. These are called mediums or media, right? Hard disk, optical disc, and people will take it. They will install the video. They will copy the video into their systems, and the media will be kept as an archival. They do not use SSD is not used for file delivery because SSD is costlier, and you do not need just SSD to deliver. SSD is needed for editing the video. Hard disk is cheaper also, and you can let go of a pen drive with the project because you are earning from the project, or you can take back the hard disk if you want. It depends on your relationship with the client, the kind of project you have, and everything. You can give the hard disk as a complimentary gift to the client also. It depends on you and your project and what kind of stage you are in your video editing career. Coming back to delivery media, hard disk, optical disk. The third is FTP. Now, this FTP is mostly very much used in TV channels and broadly in news channels. Someone is shooting something in Pune. The channel is in Noida, Delhi. So I shoot something today at 6 p.m. and Arnab Goswami or Ravish Kumar or Rajdeep Sardesai, whoever the main anchor is, they need the footage at 9 p.m. prime time. And they show the footages directly. They have their editors over there. They have edited, and they relay the footages that has happened just now, one hour ago, in Bihar, in some remote place, and immediately they show you the reports. How do they do it? They transfer the footage through file transfer protocol, that is called FTP. So huge amount of data is transferred through FTP from here to there directly to this file transfer protocol. Other thing is you upload to internet, vtransfer.com. The free version of vtransfer.com gives you 2 GB of space. I've already mentioned about a website called cinesend.com. That is a good website too, that has, I think, 120 GB or 200 GB of free space. There are many other free and paid websites. Dropbox is also used for file deliveries. Google Drive, I just recently made 32 ads for a brand called Plate Player app, and all the delivery we did through Google Drive app. So they created a Google Drive link and we just uploaded our videos over there. So upload is the fourth type of delivery media: hard disk, optical disk, FTP, upload, and final is tape. So any tape, you can, like whatever tape, HD tape, if you have an HD footage, you just copy it on HD tape and you deliver. No loss of quality or nothing will happen. On the contrary, the quality, the tape that will have will be better than the compressed versions, that later compressed versions that you are going to have. So tape is also one of the delivery media. One important thing is that you need to know about, that when you are delivering the media, it is not that you are delivering only once. And now after this pandemic and subsequent lockdown, with remote working, the delivery of the media is now more have increased in multiple times than before. Before, the client could come to my studio, the director could come to my studio, and we could have sat together, saw the footage directly from the timeline, and he could have told me changes, and I would have done, and I would have sent him. But now we are doing remote work. Each and every step, if I have to get approval from rough cut to final cut, I have to send him a version. From final cut to other tasks, VFX, color grade, or whatever, I have to send them a version. Then they might have some changes. Again, after doing the changes, I will send them the versions. So these versions are mezzanine files. So many times, and mostly, this you should follow. Whatever relationship is with your client, you should watermark the video. Watermarking the video is very easy. You just take a text. If you don't have a logo, if you have a logo, you just make a PNG, transparent PNG background logo, and you just put it over the video wherever in the corner or in the middle, depending on how much you trust your client. I put watermark on the video, and sometimes I make the opacity of the video of the watermark little lower. It depends on you. You can put text, you can write your name or whatever video editor, your name, and you can just lower the opacity of the text and it becomes the watermark. So all these files that you are giving, it is not just about not trusting the client, but it is a professional thing to do. And while you're transferring the files from here and there, it might get to some other hands, it might get leaked, and some other place it might go, and an unfinished version is released. That might also happen. So you must specify in the watermark that this is the rough cut, or this is this cut, and this is done by you, your name. So you need to explain that into that watermark, at least a highlight on that watermark, so that it is not misused. And if it is misused, from wherever it is recovered, you know that which stage and where it was leaked and who it belongs to. Also, yes, of course, what you're thinking, that is also correct, that if the client doesn't pay you, you do not remove the watermark. But it doesn't work that way actually. Unless you give them the final project, they won't pay you, right? Viacom, for example, I long ago I did a project for them. They pay officially they had, at that time, 2013-14 I'm talking about, that time officially they had payment policy of 45 days. So after the deliverable is received, then after 45 days they will release the amount. Now, many companies like in Pune, right now I live in Pune, so the corporate companies like Alpha Level and there are many multinational companies over here, Tata and all those companies, they have made rules for the payment in 90 days. Now, after the deliverable, in 90 days you will receive the payment. So, unless you deliver the final file without watermark, you are not going to receive the payment. For big clients, it is okay. But all these mezzanine files that you are delivering, they all should be watermarked. Even the final file, if you can, you should give watermarked file to the client. Okay. So this is what is about video delivery. We are going to give you a short demo of lesser known compression tool. I have told you, Handbrake, which works very good in Windows and Mac both. We are going to give you a 3-4 minute demo of that Handbrake software, and it is a free to use software also, and I recommend that software, Handbrake. Apple compressor will take too much of toll on your Mac machine. It works only on Mac, and whatever specification you have, Apple compressor takes too much of GPU and CPU space to work with. So Handbrake is recommended, but there are many other tools. There are MPEG Stream Clip. When I was starting editing, MPEG Stream Clip was the most prominent and dominant, I would say, encoder or video converter or compression tool. It worked both ways. But now Apple compressor and Handbrake is a lesser known. The MPEG Stream Clip is still available. You can go ahead and use MPEG Stream Clip also. Now, one thing that MPEG Stream Clip has better is that if you are using it in Mac, you can convert the MPEG with the MPEG Stream Clip. You can convert it into ProRes file, and you can take the ProRes file into the Premiere of Windows or any other software, and you can work with the ProRes file over there if you want to work with the ProRes file. That benefit MPEG Stream Clip can give. So these things, and one PDF about this information about what are the deliverable checklists, what are deliverable classes, what are deliverable media, all this information also we are going to provide you.